Hello everyone, this is Cheryl with C&C RV There Yet. If you are visiting Colorado Springs and you are wondering how many parks you can hit in one day, we did 3 and we want to share these 3 with you. We went to Garden of the Gods, then we went to Manitou Cliff Dwellings, then we went to Seven Falls. They're all closely located. You can do them all in one day with enough time to enjoy every park. So we want to share with you the details on all 3 parks. So come with us.
Taking my chances along with my dreams.
The Garden of the Gods Visitor and Nature Center is a world-class museum. It's open daily 9 to 5 and it's filled with all types of exhibits, geology exhibits, flora, people in history. This is such a cool spot. It's the first thing you get to when you go to the park, and I recommend that you go to the visitor center first so that you can learn about Garden of the Gods before you go into the park. And you can spend a lot of time in here just going through all the exhibits. They have interactive exhibits, all types of exhibits. We did not see any wildlife when we were in Garden of the Gods, but it is home to deer, elk, bighorn sheep, foxes, rabbits. But our experience in the parks has been that it's better to see wildlife late in the afternoon, and we were there in the middle of the day, and usually when we tour parks in the middle of the day, we don't see much wildlife. So probably earlier in the day or later is a better time to see wildlife. Although the visitor center is only open until 5, the park itself is open until 10. After touring the visitor center and the gift shop, you need to go out on the balcony to get your first view of Garden of the Gods because it's just spectacular. And when you look right between the Garden of the Gods rock formation, you'll see Pikes Peak in the distance. And this is so super cool. Garden of the Gods offers free admission and is open year-round. You can drive, bike, hike or horseback ride. Rock climbing is also permitted after proper free registration. Garden of the Gods spans over 1,300 acres of the most unique, beautiful rock formations that you'll find in the US. You should give yourself between 2 to 6 hours to explore, depending if you are just going to drive through or if you're doing some hiking so that you can enjoy the scenery. Garden of the Gods was given to the city of Colorado Springs in 1909 by the children of Charles Eliot Perkins, with the agreement it would be forever free to the public. A fun fact, Garden of the Gods got its name from a conversation over beer. Two railroad surveyors who discovered the rock formations one said it would be a good place for a beer garden, and the other said, "Beer garden? This place is fit for the gods to assemble," and therefore the name was born. We shall call it Garden of the Gods. There is also a really nice gift shop. It's a large gift shop. Give yourself some time to go through. They have some really cool things. It's across the street at a visitor center, and you can also take guided tours from the visitor center for a fee. The Juniper Way Loop is the one-way road that goes completely around the park. So you know you have seen everything when you get to the end of the Juniper Way Loop. Beautiful Gardens of the Gods into Colorado Springs. Isn't this just gorgeous? And a perfect day. We couldn't have asked for better weather. And although it's warm outside of this part, there's a cool breeze because of the elevation. So just gorgeous, right?
It really is. Incredible.
Really, really spectacular. Garden of the Gods sits at an elevation of 6,400 feet, and these rock formations have all different names, really cool names, like the rock you see from the visitor center, that's called Kissing Camels, and then there's Gateway Rocks, Tower of Babel, Balance Rock, and I love the really cool rock, the Cathedral Spires. There's Three Graces, Sleeping Indian, Siamese Twins, and I like Grey Rock because it's so simple. The Grey Rock is named Grey Rock. This is something we would do back home in Sable. Manitou Cliff Dwellings is less than 5 miles west of Garden of the Gods, right off Highway 24. This was our second stop. Manitou Cliff Dwellings is open 7 days a week. It'll cost you $12 to get in, $12 for an adult, $9 for seniors, or $7.50 for kids. You receive a map when you buy your ticket, and the map has a barcode you can scan for an audio tour of the ruins. This is great. Explore the fascinating architecture of these ancient cliff dwellings built over 700 years ago by the Anasazi. You can tour all inside without any restrictions. It's super cool. There is also a really good gift shop and a museum on the property. This is such a beautiful place, and it overlooks Manitou Springs, the town of Manitou Springs.
Welcome to the Manitou Cliff Dwelling and Museum. Most everyone agrees that these dwellings haunt our very imagination. They are a look into the past, long, long ago, when a people called Anasazi lived in these structures. They could not write and were not written about, but we do know they lived in this region from the time of Christ to around 1300 AD. Only 4 to 5 feet tall, these short and dark-haired people had a lifespan of around 35 years. The Anasazi were very efficient with their resources and utilized existing materials from the environment for their homes, clothing, and food. They wore robes of fur and sandals made from yucca. They made pottery with robes of clay, tempered with sand, fired, and then decorated with black geometric designs. They wove baskets to carry water, berries, and even babies. They wore turquoise and polished stones. Still, much of who they were remains a mystery. Some dwelling location had as many as 5,000 people with hundreds of rooms. It is clear that the level of perfection achieved in wall construction and plastering was remarkable. The Manitou Cliff Dwellings Museum and Preserve was first opened to the public in 1907. Over a 3-year period, from 1904 to 1907, these cliff dwellings were carefully relocated here in Cliff Canyon in order to preserve them. Notice as you tour through these dwellings, they were preserved with a concrete mortar as opposed to an adobe mud mortar. Today, we're going to explore a people, place, and a time that has more questions than answers. Please, explore the architecture of these fascinating people, while carefully continuing to preserve and protect them for future generations to enjoy.
Seven Falls is almost 9 miles south of the cliff dwellings. This was our third stop. Seven Falls is open between April through November. But here's an important fact. You cannot park at Seven Falls. The visitors parking is located at Norris Penrose Event Center at 1045 Lower Gold Camp Road. And here you can park and take a free shuttle up to the falls. It takes about 10 minutes to get to the falls. But you will not buy a ticket until you arrive at the gate for the falls. A ticket runs $16.50 for an adult, $13.75 for seniors, and a child is $10.50. You can walk up to the falls. It's a 0.8 mile walk, or you can take the shuttle. The shuttle is $2. The shuttle is included in the senior pass. We took the shuttle because it was raining when we got to the park. When you get up to the central area of the park where you're dropped off with the shuttle, you can climb. There's 2 sets of stairs that you can climb up to the top of the falls. In total it's 450 steps. They are quite steep and they get slippery, so be careful if you take these stairs up. It's so well worth it when you get to the top. It's so exciting. The views are just beautiful. But if you are afraid of heights, I do not recommend this, because when you get up there, just remember you have to come back down. And coming down, you're looking down all the time. So if you're not afraid of heights, I highly recommend it. Seven Falls is just beautiful. Seven Falls, Colorado Springs. This is Seven Falls, Colorado Springs, Colorado. I highly recommend it. It's so beautiful. It's a lot of stairs to come up, I think 450. And if you're afraid of heights, I don't recommend it. But if you're good with heights and stairs, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Pay off when you get to the top. Here is the view. Look at these falls just cascading down. And those are the stairs I have to go back down. There's two sets of stairs. heading back down these stairs. There's two sets of these stairs. And you can see that's the restaurant down there, the street. This is how high up we are. Feeling on top of the world.